Yeah, I see each other, man. Let's get to it.
So, one video I've been sitting on for a while involves Gilbert Arenas, the former NBA player turned analyst, saying why LeBron James, in his eyes, is the greatest player in NBA history. So, per usual, we're going to hear Gilbert talk, stop it when I have to, interject, and add commentary.
Alright, let's see what Gilbert had.
So that being said,
Gilbert
let's
is
roll our
a
first
funny
clip.
dude, bro.
I feel LeBron is the GOAT is because
nah.
during pressure times, he still makes the actual right decision versus what us fans and the public wants him to do. You know, and that's what separates, you know, him from Jordan and Kobe, where if you give Jordan and Kobe those Cavs teams, they wouldn't have made the playoff. They wouldn't have made it to the championship because Jordan would have just averaged 60 and said, the hell with it.
So right here, Gilbert comes out kind of on fire with a lot of bold claims, proclamations, that I really don't agree with. His first one being that Jordan and Kobe, if they had LeBron's teams in 07, 2018, them on those rosters wouldn't make the playoffs in LeBron's East. Now, of course, a hypothetical argument, you can't really prove it 100%. But looking at Kobe's career, I think his...
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, if Brown was able to get all the way to the finals with some of those Cavs teams, bro, I think just one of those Cavs teams. But if he was able to get all the way to the finals, Jordan and Kobe at least would be able to get to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
06 cast.
Like, these players are on the same caliber, in my opinion. Well, I feel like, in my opinion, Mike is a little above both Kobe and LeBron. But LeBron and Kobe are basically on the same level, I guess you could say. You know what I mean?
What he did with them is pretty clear proof in LeBron's East. At bare minimum, he would have been a playoff team. As an 06 Kobe, averaged 35.4 points, one of the highest marks in NBA history, and looking at his supporting cast, had no teammate above 15 points, had a top 10 offense, and a defense that ranked 15. And past Lamar Odom, his only semi-star teammate, you had Smush Parker, Chris Mim, Kwame Brown, and Devin Cook. That team right there is far from a juggernaut. But with Kobe carrying them in a very tough Western Conference, they won 45 games. And speaking of that tough West, the 06 West, the barrier of entry to make the playoffs was 44 wins. When compared to the 07 East, those 44 wins would have had to use a top 5 seed in that conference. Now, looking at Jordan, Gilbert says, quote, Michael would have just averaged 60 points and said the hell with it. Now, okay, face value may be a fair point, but looking at Jordan's career, he was much more than a scorer who put up empty stats.
I ain't gonna lie, Jordan was a winner. So I don't think he would have said the hell with it, you know what I'm saying? He'd been putting up 60. He'd been putting up 60 and then be like, yo, what the fuck, man? We lose it? Alright, we gotta figure something out. He would have figured it out. You know what I'm saying? They would have made it play, bro. My thing is, Jordan definitely could do what LeBron did with those Cavs teams, in my opinion. In my opinion, man.
As looking at
So
88 Jordan, his Bulls team won 50 games with a dog water supporting cast. And Jordan that year for Chicago led them in scoring, assists, steals, blocks, won the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year. And looking at his top 5 teammates come playoff time, this was Jordan's supporting cast. Sam Vincent, a journeyman point guard, Charles Oakley, who's only 24 years old, Horace Grant, a rookie, Scottie Pippen, also a rookie, benched half the time, and then Dave Corzine, who was 31, pushing 50. And I don't want to deep dive too much in this video, but if you look 50. At 89 Jordan,
wait, what?
And then Dave Corzine, who was 31, pushing 50. And I don't want to deep dive too much in this video, but if you look at 89 Jordan, he averaged 32.5 points, 8 boards and 8 assists, and 2.9 steals. The overall notion this guy was just some score-first player who is score, and that was his only focus, is complete bogus. And that 89 Bulls team, where Jordan was their best passer and scorer, they made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals with a mediocre supporting cast.
What really made me fall in love with LeBron's play was, we're in the playoffs, it was game 5. He was playing decoy, and we thinking our game plan is shutting them down. And then he looks over at the bench and then gives them the nod. And the nod end up subbing Ilgauskas out. We subbed out Brendan Haywood. And when Brendan Haywood subbed out, LeBron James attacked that basket. He decoyed to give everybody else a chance to get involved into the game before he took over. And I just thought that was just like special, because as soon as I got on the court, I didn't care who was on the court, I'm chucking.
So
Yeah, when I was playing that, I'm saying, he also is thinking about the game. I'm saying, he's using his IQ to give him an edge. You understand? That's something that you would expect one of the greatest players of all time to be able to do. To be able to make little adjustments like that on the fly. And just be a little more witty than the competition. I'm saying, I expect that from LeBron, especially someone that they say has a very high IQ. I'm saying, we see it all the time, a very high basketball IQ. I don't know about his real IQ.
So stopping it right there, Gilbert's point right here is 100% valid and accurate. As in LeBron's career numerous times, we've seen him play the quote-unquote decoy role in playoff games. It's when he comes out passive in the opening quarters, let his teammates get involved, get flowing, and the second half and the fourth quarter really does take over. Now, with that being true, being accurate, I don't think this point for LeBron James is really that unique. As looking at guys like Bird, Magic, Duncan, especially Curry, they have the exact same attitude of playing the decoy role, allowing teammates to get going, and then taking over in the second half. And even more score first base players like Jordan and Kobe had the exact same mentality of kind of coasting for 3 quarters, playing pretty good, being pretty intense, but in the fourth quarter taking over and going balls to the wall. And at the very end of this clip, Gilbert says, quote, "I don't care who's on the court, I'm chucking." And I think that for Gilbert, that's 100% his mindset. But in this video, we're not comparing LeBron to Gilbert, we're comparing LeBron to Jordan, Kobe, and other all-time greats.
Facts.
So there were times where we're leaving a certain guy open, knowing that no one in their right mind will pass it to him, which he would. And the outcome was great. His film breakdown, where I'm watching him at home, he understood the game very well, but I didn't understand and didn't realize then he's willing to sacrifice. Damon Jones didn't play game 5, nor game 6 comes in for the last 20 seconds of the game. We're gonna leave Damon, he's not gonna pass to Damon Jones. Damon Jones hasn't shot the ball in 2 games, and he actually makes that pass, which shows that he believes in his teammates, which gives them the sense that we believe in ourselves too. Jordan would have just averaged 60 and said, "The hell with it." He wouldn't have still gave the ball to J.R. Smith.
I mean, these are fair points. I think he's making fair points, but at the end of the day, I don't think this is enough to make an argument for LeBron being the GOAT. If these are only the only reasons, you understand? Like, this is not enough for me.
After J.R. Smith done did what J.R. Smith has done. But because he still believes in his teammates, they still believe in themselves too during crucial time.
Now, right here, Gilbert yet again is harping on LeBron's ability to make teammates better and get them involved. And what he really tries to nail home is LeBron trusting his teammates late in games. And look, again, that's a fair point, it is true. But I think a lot of NBA fans when it comes to LeBron James, really in the early 2010s, not so much the mid 2010s, late 2010s, but really early on, he had a big time problem of being much too passive late in games. And the idea Michael Jordan wasn't a willing passer and trusting teammate, it is kind of a false narrative. I mean, look at his first championship in '91, Game 5 in LA. And main reason they won that game, won that series, was MJ passing out double teams to shooters like Paxton. And most famously in '97, Jordan passing to Steve Kerr to seal another championship. And if you talk about Jordan not trusting teammates, Steve Kerr in '97 completely blows that myth out of the water. as before Game 6 in
Sheesh.
Chicago, Kerr for the series was at
I've never seen the clip, man. Like, Jordan drew, like he faked, drew the play up in the time. We didn't draw it up, obviously, but he told Steve Kerr to be ready. Basically, what I'm trying to say, he told Steve Kerr to be ready. I've never seen Steve Kerr. He was like, "I'll be ready. I'll be ready, Mike. I'll be ready." That was a funny clip.
averaging 3.4 points, 30% shooting, 21% from three, and missed his last 7 3-pointers. Michael Jordan in Game 6 on the biggest stage trusted that guy to shoot the last shot.
It's tough.
I think that we were spoiled by Jordan.
Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
You know,
That
the
Jordan's
grace he
always
brought to
different,
the game,
bro.
his fierceness, the way he ended games. And when Kobe came, we seen Jordan-like. So what ends up happening is when you have a player like LeBron who comes into the game, who doesn't have the instincts of Jordan and Kobe, they're gonna take that last shot no matter what. We feel that if you're the best player, you're the star. You're compared to Jordan and Kobe, you should be Jordan and Kobe-like, which is not necessarily correct. Jordan and Kobe possessed something LeBron didn't have, which was a first step, which made them one-on-one players. LeBron came in as Magic Johnson.
So, in a weird turn of events, Gilbert Arenas has kind of flipped the script. As in this segment, I'm actually going to defend LeBron James against Gilbert. As Gilbert said, quote, LeBron didn't have the instincts of a Jordan and a Kobe. Don't agree. Secondly, said LeBron James, quote, doesn't have a first step. That right there, that's pretty mind-blowing. Saying LeBron James, the athletic freak that he was, his first step in his prime, it was almost his go-to move. And before he had a nice jump shot, him having that first step being explosive, that was really all he did. 1-2, make your move, maybe a jab step, get to the paint, dunk, or dish it off. For a long time, especially in Cleveland, that first stint, that was LeBron's go-to move, having a quick step.
That's a lot of people say, yo. That's a lot of people tell me too. A lot of people tell me, like before he really developed a little more of his offensive game, it was basically just put your head down and go.
And speaking of instincts, whatever you want to call them, killer mentality, clutch mentality, we've seen LeBron James numerous times.
Speaking of putting your head down and go, he was doing a lot of that against the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, that game was something, man. The game was something. Anthony Davis, how many boards did he have? How many rebounds did he have? I know he had 0 at halftime. I ain't see him rebound. I ain't see him rebound in the second half either. So I'm not sure if he had 0 the whole, like, bro, that was crazy. That was crazy. But he was doing his thing a little bit in the first half. In the first half, he was doing his thing a little bit, a little aggressive, you know. But the second half, he wasn't that same aggressiveness, you know. And I was seeing Darvingham calling up little plays after the free throws and all that, making sure to keep AD involved, you know. But I don't know, bro. AD got to stay aggressive, man.
Rise to the
You know
occasion
what y'all think about
at
that
Jordan
game.
and Kobe type levels. Early in his career in Game 5 in Detroit, 07, the 48-point special. 09 versus the Magic in Game 2, his first of many buzzer beaters. Game 6, 2012 versus Boston in the Garden, having 45 points. Game 6, the 2013 finals in the fourth quarter, absolutely taking over. And then Game 7, again in Miami, having 37 points and the dagger shot. And of course, the 2016 finals, Games 5 through 7, killer mentality every single game. And probably the creme de la creme of LeBron James being a clutch time player, the 2018 playoffs versus the Eastern Conference, as he had numerous buzzer beaters, big Game 7s, and dagger shots throughout that run. When a guy like that has a solid decade resume of big time clutch shots, it really is unfair to say that guy doesn't have the quote-unquote instinct of a Kobe or a Jordan.
Meaning his vision is his key.
I think he's just more so speaking to like just the I'm going to shoot this shot no matter what type shit. Like even though Jordan and Kobe would pass the ball, especially if they needed to, especially if it's an open pass, they will pass the ball. But he's just saying that Bron didn't have that mentality. That he's really that. I guess you could say the killer instinct. You know, LeBron will kill you if you put him in that mode. You know what I'm saying? He'll get in that mode if you put him in that mode. But Jordan and Kobe fake gonna do that regardless. They fake gonna do that regardless. Bron just gonna do his thing, get his teammates involved. You know what I'm saying? Get his buckets. But it's not gonna be. It's not really gonna be personal. I guess you could say. Like I feel like it's more personal when it's Kobe and Jordan. They going at you every play. Yeah, like.
As someone who loved Michael Jordan and Kobe, we get mad and we want to knock him because he's using his vision when we allowed him to use their one-on-one skill to finish plays. It's unfair to say you can use your one-on-one skills, but you can't use your gift. You can't use your vision. You can't see the open man. You're supposed to chuck the shot up, and if it goes in, we're gonna cheer you on. If you miss it, we're gonna say, ah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a fair point, bro, because that's really what some people be asking them to do. You understand? And not all the time is that the best shot, highest percentage shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get a better shot. And I'm not mad at him for getting the best shot they can. I'm not mad at that.
He don't have it.
So this right here was the last clip, and I just gotta say, it was the most laughable clip of the entire video. As who in the right mind is saying LeBron James can't use his passing vision and make the right plays and has to take 35 shots every single game? Who's actually saying that?
No,
And
I think he's
ironically
talking
enough,
about.
at the end,
I think he's talking about just on the buzzer beater tip though. I might be wrong, but I think he's talking about just in that sense. Maybe not. Maybe I'm
in
kicked.
this
Forgive.
clip, whoever the editor
Oh,
is
no.
made a crucial mistake, as they put up a graphic of the 2011 finals and an article from that series. That is quite possibly the worst graphic you could have to support Gilbert's point. As in 2011 LeBron James, his problem wasn't shooting too much, it was the complete opposite of not being as aggressive and not shooting when he had to. If there's any series with LeBron James needed the shoot first mentality, that series was it. And using that graphic undercuts Gilbert's entire point. So
I low-key want to watch that series. I wish we could react to some of those finals games, bro. But they gonna flag that up, man.
that right there
Bro,
is
I'm
the
not
end of the
fucking with
video.
those.
As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll say
That's this, John. I know what to do, man. Like the video, comment, subscribe, click on the lads, John. Turn on post notifications. Shit, I forgot how I even knew that. I'm out of here, nigga.